Now, there's another way that we can use this as well. That's how we can just simply compare two databases. Let's say we want to go, and I'm going to go here and pick, I don't know, Northwind, a sample database we've got there. Here, I'm going to connect up to the same SQL server rather than a different one. Back to multi-SQL, SQL 2022, my test server. And I'm going to compare Northwind to a database I've set up called diff5. And I think diff5 is just an empty database. And I'm going to run the compare. And let's say I want to migrate all the scripts from Northwind. Well, let's take a look here. Well, the things that are identical, there's some default schemas, some roles and user permissions. For what I'm looking at here in this demo, I don't really care too much about those. So I'm going to turn off assemblies, roles, user permissions, and schemas, and then do the compare again. There's nothing that's the same. So then now we're looking at there's nothing different because it's comparing a full database to an empty database. And here we're going to only in source. All these are now, these are everything that's in the Northwind database that doesn't exist in this new empty database. So we can go here and click and go say, add this table to the other database, do that one by one. Or we could say, copy all scripts. Okay, that's on the clipboard now. Then I'm going to open on the same server a new query editor window and paste it. And what we have is a new script that's intended to be run on this server against database diff5. We're going to use database diff5, and it's going to go add all of these things. Now let's just, for the fun of it, go make a couple of changes in here to see if we catch those later in the diff. So what if we call this, instead of address, we make it address 2, and we do something down here on this foreign key employees. We're going to call it employees 2. And then, I mean, that didn't change the functionality of it all. And then a non-clustered index here. We're going to make this postal code descending. Okay, just a couple of minor changes in there, pretending that like a developer goofed when they were deploying them or something. I know I've done that myself. And then we're going to run that. It now created all of those things in this database called diff5. If we jump back to Schema Drift and we go and hit the compare button again to compare them, it now shows most of the stuff is identical because we just deployed an identical copy of it to the other database. But under different, we're seeing there's that number 2 I threw in on the address. On the postal code, there's the ascending versus descending. And then for some reason, it missed a foreign key. Oh, it says it only exists because, well, it's not an object that's actually different because the name changed. And it says that the actual employee's name changed. So the 3 differences that we created, one is caused by the object names are the same and it shows as different. The other one is we actually changed the object name and it shows the source has the original name, the destination has the modified name, and we can see that Schema Drift has caught all of those changes there that were different.